Hi, thanks for buying my DVD Politics. As a little extra, I thought you could meet a friend of mine. I talk about him in the show, Karl Pilkington. I thought it would be nice for you to get to know him a little bit better. So please meet Karl Pilkington.
Alright.
Alright?
Yeah.
Good, yeah. Look at his little roundy, baldy, manky head.
Are you getting that, yeah?
Right, Karl, a lot of subjects we touch on in the stand-up and in politics in general.
Yeah.
Things like race, disability, sexuality, law and order, crime and punishment. And I want to go through those with you and find out your views on those subjects and thereby the general public getting to know you better. So let's go for it, shall we? Okay, start off with race, a big political issue. Race, what do you think about race?
We're just all the same, aren't we, at the end of the day?
Good. Yeah.
I mean, some of us age better than others. Yeah?
What do you mean?
Chinese.
Well, what do you mean?
They
age better than us.
No, they age worse than us.
What's that based on?
Just when you see them.
Yeah, but you don't know how old they are.
No, but you never see a sort of a 35-year-old one.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What do you mean you don't see a 35-year-old one?
Right, we're in London, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Chinatown.
Yeah.
So I walk through there a lot, right? And they just always look old.
Yeah, but they might be old.
No, they're not.
Yeah, why do
They're
you...
not.
Wait, you can't say that, Carl.
No, you see some that are probably about 30, right? And I'm not having a go, but normally, when they're about 20, they're good looking.
Right.
You think they're all right.
Yeah.
See one who's 30, forget it. They just age overnight. It's like a pear.
What do you mean, no?
It just happens.
What is your evidence for this? Chinese people age very... Some of the oldest people... I think the oldest man in the world is Chinese, at 120.
Yeah, he says he's 120. He's probably about 40. Telling you, fact. I mean, I'm not, like I say, I'm not having a go. I like them. Keep themselves to themselves and that. They're all right. But so that's race. That's done.
So that's brilliant. That's it. We've covered race. We talk about disability in the show. What are your views on the disabled?
What sort of disabilities?
Well, what sort are there?
Well, as soon as you mention disabilities, I'm thinking Elephant Man, rather than just in a wheelchair.
Okay.
Because they get looked after. They get ramps and that, don't they? They're all right. But
they're loving it. They love those ramps, don't they?
No, but
they can't get enough of those ramps. In and out of libraries like nobody's business.
There's different. I mean, you know that I'm into freaks and that. No, again, I'm not. You know, it seems like I'm just having a go all the time. But they fascinate me.
Like, what do you mean? What is a freak to you, though?
Something that you look at and you go, you know, you do a double take. Steve Merchant. Just odd stuff.
Right. Okay. Like what though?
When was it when they used to have sideshows and that, and they'd take them out like the pinheads and all that? Nothing's changed, has it? You know what I mean? People still like to see a two-headed kid or whatever.
Who likes to see a two-headed?
I
That's what you mean, isn't it? You like to see a two-headed kid? There's no such thing.
You're having a laugh.
No, there's not a two-headed kid. He's got that book. Is it true you carry this book round with you?
This is a book, right, of the 50 sort of weirdest things in the world.
50 weirdest things?
It's a rundown, right? It's a rundown, it's a little chart.
Yeah.
Right? At number 50, don't know if you can get this, two-headed fella. That's at number 50. So what's at number 1?
It's not two heads.
Of course it's two heads.
It's not two heads.
Can they see that or what?
Yeah.
What do you mean it's not two heads?
Well, it's not. I mean, it's weird. I'll give you. I mean, that's not a normal look. I will give you that. I mean, I don't think he could be sorted out with the salon, but it's not strictly two heads, is it? But I don't know if you like it. That's good then. So that.
Right. Well, that's at like number 50 and that. There's loads of stuff in it.
Do you want to run through some of your favourite freaks with me?
Just got to watch it. It's getting a bit worn out. Some of my favourites, yeah. Just normal lad, yeah. He looks normal there. Just nice little head, nice little haircut and that. Nice top, right.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Look at that. 3 legs. 3-legged fella. And he's quite happy with it. The annoying thing is, right?
Yeah.
3 legs.
Yeah.
You know what his job was?
No.
3-legged juggler. What's the point of that?
What do you mean the point of it?
Well, who was his careers advisor there?
What should he have done?
Well, he's got 3 legs, isn't it? So any footballer, whatever, jogger.
A jogger.
You know what I mean?
Oh God.
So you got that now. He's at number 23.
Oh God.
There's loads of odd diseases. I mean, you were talking about like disabilities and that. Sometimes it's not a disability. Sometimes just people have got weird stuff. There's one here, right? Again, just a normal family photo going on. Yeah, everyone's sort of stood around the piano with the little mate who's got that aging disease. I mean, it's not funny, is it? But look at him. Sat around the piano, singing happy birthday for the 8th time that day. Right? Just weird stuff like that. Weird, isn't it?
Oh,
It fascinates me. It's not having a go. It's just odd stuff. I like odd stuff. So is that classed as disabilities?
Well, I'd have thought so.
That's what I think of them then. I mean, what other famous sort of freaks are they?
See, I don't think they even like being called freaks. I think if you're born with an extra leg, and the midwife says, "Well done, Mr. and Mrs. Chalmers, you've given birth to a £9 freak." I think, you know what I mean. The freak isn't a term that I think they use.
Well, how do they break it to them? I mean, do they sort of just slip it in so they go, right, we've got 1 leg out, and here's the other 2? just slip it in that way. How do they do it? Like Elephant Man.
Yeah.
You know, that's my favourite film. You know that.
Why is it your favourite film though?
Just because it's brilliant film. It's sad. It just makes you think, oh, you know, glad I haven't got a big head.
Yeah. You must wake up every day and you're thankful you've got a normal shaped head.
Do you say that? But it's round.
Perfectly spherical.
What shape should heads be?
Well, it's not perfectly spherical, is it? There's not. Most people don't look like a tennis ball.
So where were we? Elephant Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my favourite film.
See, you know that wasn't his real name. You know his name was John Merrick.
But the doctors did use the Elephant Man as the name, so they knew what his problem was before he turned up. Otherwise, you're wasting time looking at filing systems. When they say John Merrick's coming in at 3 and the doctor's like, oh, what's his problem? Wasting time. They go, Elephant Man's in. They go, right, get some more bums in. Do you know what I mean? Fact.
Sexuality. What do you think of gay and lesbian issues?
Each to their own.
Absolutely.
I mean, I had one working for me. Right?
One. You had one, yeah? Good.
Gay fella. Yeah.
Do you have a name or?
Yeah. But again, it's like our doctor said, Elephant Man's in. I'd sort of say, is gay fella in? They go, yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's just quicker. Problem with him was, right, he's gay stuff that he got to, whatever, you know, each to their own and that.
Like what? What sort of gay stuff did you get to?
What they do stuff, don't they? But this lad, he used to always come in late because he'd stay out late. And that's what they all do. They're always tired. That's what they do. So,
Okay.
gays, you know, the gays are all right.
Gays are alright, are they? Good. How important do you think education is?
I haven't got that much. I'm alright, aren't
I mean, any form of education. I don't just mean that you can learn things.
I? You can know too much though, can't you? And then you worry about stuff.
What sort of thing? What do you mean?
Just stuff like if you watch the news, you start going, oh, there's a war on and that. Don't watch it. It's like, no worries. Do you know what I mean? You got Einstein.
Yeah.
He knew loads. Look at the state of him.
What do you mean? Look at the state.
Well, he looks a bit of a mess, doesn't he?
Right.
Whereas, I don't know, look at a caveman or whatever, with no worries. Fairly healthy looking, good hair. You know what I mean? They're not bald, they're not stressed out.
Because you've lost a lot of hair. Do you think that's from all this knowledge that's shooting around in your head?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. I could do without, you know, some of the knowledge I've got and that.
I think we need some evidence, though. I think we want to know some of the knowledge you've got.
Like what? What do you want to know?
Like, I remember talking to you about the nature of infinity once, and there's a lovely model that shows the nature of infinity, where they say an infinite amount of chimps, an infinite amount of typewriters will type the complete works of Shakespeare, and you couldn't grasp that. You couldn't.
Wouldn't happen. Wouldn't happen. I think you know it wouldn't happen, but you say it would to annoy me.
No, because it works by definition, because it's the nature of infinity.
It doesn't matter.
If infinite means if they did everything at random, it's just random, forever and ever and ever, eventually they type everything.
It wouldn't.
They've checked. What do you mean it wouldn't?
It wouldn't. There'd always be mistakes.
There will be mistakes. They'd do the complete works of Shakespeare an infinite amount of times.
Yeah, but do you mean they'd actually do it from start to finish? Or
Yeah.
chapter? They might get a chapter done. You go, right, well done.
It's not about. No.
File that.
No, there's no feedback to it. It's just that everything being done, they will eventually do everything every time. They'll get it wrong an infinite amount of times. They'll get every letter wrong an infinite amount of times.
Say monkey.
Doesn't matter whether it's an infinite amount of monkeys.
Well, how does the other one know what the first one did?
Doesn't matter. They've chosen monkeys not because they're thinking about it to take thought out of it. They want it to be random.
Yeah, but when they hand over, when
Who
their
hands
shift's
over? What do you mean they shift?
The monkey. The monkey's done whatever shift pattern they're on.
They're not on a shift pattern. Infinity. You work from now forever.
One monkey.
What difference does it make if it's one monkey for an infinite amount of time or an infinite amount of monkeys?
Because you can believe it if it was one monkey doing it. Because he's going to get better, isn't he, as time goes on.
It's nothing to do with their consciousness. It's nothing to do with them thinking about it. What do you mean he'd get better?
He'd get better if he's doing it on his own. If it's just the one monkey, he knows what he's done.
It's nothing to do with knowing what you've done. It's just a random process to show the nature of infinity.
With no errors. It wouldn't happen. Seriously, people, I think you're winding me up on that one. It wouldn't happen. And it hasn't happened.
Because we haven't had an infinite amount of monkeys.
We've had years though, haven't we? There hasn't been one publication from a monkey. They've been around longer than us. That's what I'm saying.
They've been around longer than us.
You're laughing, but I think you know it doesn't happen.